Y'all ready out there? It's about that time again. It's time to get started. Time for another episode of Real Live. And we are in the house. I'm glad you are too. Let's go. Come on in the room. It's time to start the show.
Real live show. DC Honey. Come on and chill for a while, it's gonna be lovely. It's the Real Live Show with DC Honey. We push it forward, it's impossible to go back. And please know that the mentality is pro-black. Laughs and cheers in the atmosphere. Classic hits, the music you be glad to hear. From the old to the new, yeah, this show is for you. And everybody striving to grow and improve. We glad to be alive, raise your glasses to the sky. If your energy is negative, you have to say goodbye. Nothing sad or basic, we past the hating. Great imaginations, collaborating. The vibes all positive, this is a must. Multi-million-dollar ideas we build and discuss. Take a listen, you ain't gotta be socially distant. Even though we different, we all are gifted. With blessings overflowing, it's all love we showing. The party here will not stop and keep going. The queen is controlling all records to spin. Bet your money on her, she expected to win. She blends soft with the rugged, I swear you gotta love it. Verse from Mark Math and beat from Reggie Ruckus. Now that you tuning in, it's something you'll do again. Cause the music make you feel high. Now it's getting real live.
And you already know family is getting real live. So you already know what I'm going to ask you to do. Hit that share button. Bring your friends and family into the room because you're guaranteed to have another great night with the Real Live family. We got some great show coming on tonight. I'm going to bring my co-host on in just a second. But you know, we got the best in social media buzz, all the latest news, as well as some new releases. So we're going to be talking about some things that are coming out and have come out that you might want to know about. And of course, we have Tomike Ogugua on the show tonight. Great actor. I'm looking forward to talking to him. And you're talking about a brother with some range, but you don't have to take my word for it. We're going to talk to him in a minute and get a sneak peek of some of his work as well. So keep it locked right here. My lovely co-host is joining me today, Miss Mick Fabulous. How are you? Uh-oh.
Another day.
There you are. I think you were muted for a second there.
You muted me. Yes, I'm good. I'm good. I'm blessed. You know, just grateful. Yeah, gratitude.
I see you the D today.
Yeah, girl. You know, hey. Yeah. So a great day. It's a great day. But before we get started, you know, normally we do this at the end, but I want to do it at the beginning because this is heartfelt, you know, and he's a great guy. But this is happy birthday to Ralph Tresvant. Happy birthday, Riz.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So many more elevations and you know, blessings going forward. You know, this is just, I think it's just a great time too, you know, and just living, you know. So I just want to extend a happy birthday to him, and may this journey, this next journey around the sun, be more than what you can even imagine. So I just wish the best in the world for you. Happy birthday, Riz.
Well, I can imagine that the Riz writers are going crazy today on social media, huh?
You know it is.
Yeah.
Them writers is crazy. I love them. You gonna make sure the fave get they all over. Yeah. As they say, show up and show out, and as he say, Ubuntu fam. Ubuntu. I am because we are.
I am because we are. Well, from the Real Life family and the Onyx Network, we do want to wish Ralph Tresvant a happy birthday. A lot of May birthdays.
Yeah.
A lot of May birthdays going on. Yeah. Well, I'm excited to bring on this guest. I'm so humbled that this brother has decided to share his time with us this evening. He's an actor. And he's so much more. When you check out his talent, you'll know that. But he's an educator and an actor. New York City
Mhm.
based right now, but his impressive career spans over 2 decades. After earning his BFA from North Carolina A&T, Aggie Pride, right? He made a mark in Chicago theater, and then he arrived in the New York City scene around 2008. Tomike is his name. Ogugua. He quickly landed his first feature film role in The Tested and has since become a veteran of both the Chicago and the New York stages. He made his off-Broadway debut with the Royal Shakespeare Company's all-black production of Julius
Mhm.
Caesar. I know that was probably
Mhm.
amazing. But he also
Mhm.
followed that up with a powerful performance in Donmar Warehouse's Henry IV. Many of you will recognize him from his 3-season run on Star's hit series Power, where he played one of the marshals, Marshal Macedon, I believe is the name. He'll correct me when he comes on. But currently, Tomike can be seen in several acclaimed projects, including Words Can't Explain on YouTube, which I personally checked out, and that thing was deep. I sent it to all my kids. It's like, you need to watch this. Also, Satisfaction, which I watched as well, and Shadows on Amazon Prime. Satisfaction, you can see that on Tubi, so check that out, as well as Payback is on Tubi as well. So he's also gearing up for some new roles. He's going to talk to us about that tonight. And we're going to dive into his journey, his experiences in the industry, and what's next for this talented actor. Let's welcome to the show, Tomike Ogugua. How are you? Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you,
Now,
thank you, thank you. I'm humble. I'm humbled by the intro,
oh,
for real. Yeah, thank you for having me.
absolutely. Now, I wanted to make sure that I did your name justice, right?
You did it justice, just enough,
Okay.
you know what I mean, for me
I was
not.
nervous.
No, you
Okay.
did fine. You did fine. I'm happy to be here. I was very surprised to learn that, I was an invited guest on the show. You know what I mean? So I'm just elated right now. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And this is what happens when you join my friends list. Because I think that's what we've done to start the show. I just started going down the list and just asking people because I have an amazing, amazing friends list with some really talented people, with some people that are doing some big things, and you are one of that number. So yeah,
I'm so humbled
thank
by
you.
that.
Yeah,
I just say all the time, I'm just out here trying to work. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Just keep my head down. That's what I've learned over the years. Just try to keep my head down as much as possible and just grind no matter what's
yeah.
going on or anybody has to say anything. Just keep working.
Mm,
And after a while, the track record is gonna speak for itself. After a while,
absolutely.
so yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm out here trying to do.
I hear you. Well, let's take the people back to the beginning.
Okay.
You've had an extensive career in acting. You've done a variety of things through stage as well as film and television.
Yeah.
Can you share with us what initially drew you to pursue a career in arts, a career in acting?
Uh, wow, that is it's simple, but it's deep. I mean, what drew me in is I've always
Volume.
been an artist. As a child, I was known around my neighborhood for drawing. I used to draw really intricate pencil and paper
Ah,
drawings. When I was really young, I can't do that quite anymore because I haven't done it in years. But so that was the beginning of my like artistic journey, so to speak.
yeah.
Then I went on to dance a little bit, elementary school and middle school a little bit. And there is footage. You know what I mean? Shout out to JB in Durham, North Carolina, because he has that footage out there somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. And that just matriculated itself into me writing poetry and writing rhymes. I mean, sometimes you might catch a freestyle on my Facebook page if I'm feeling a certain kind of way or just in the mood, I'm hyped, whatever. I write a quick verse. But then that just led to me ultimately like hitting the stage in North Carolina A&T.
Yeah,
That really, really began like everything, you know what I mean? And that I'm just blessed to be here, you know what I mean? And again, I'm just thankful you guys invited me to come on because I've been through a lot of ups and downs, but I know that people do appreciate it, you know what I mean? And I would be doing a disservice, you know what I mean, to myself and my God given purpose if I
mhm,
don't continue to do what I'm on the earth to do.
Yeah.
Definitely. And there's much more to come. I'm still young, you know what I mean? So I have a lot more to do. I haven't even scratched the surface yet, you know what I mean? I've been in New York since, yeah, a long time, since 2008, 2009, you know what I mean? And
Mm.
again, I'm just happy to be here and to have overcome and to still stand on 2 feet. You know what I mean? Even after being injured, after doing shows, a lot of people don't know about,
Mm.
and not having the ability to walk. You know what I mean? For a week,
Wow.
nobody knows. I'm just now saying that. Like I did a project and I couldn't walk for nearly a week. You know what I mean? And it was pain. You know what I mean? And I overcame that. You know what I mean? And I went on to keep going. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So before you came to New York, you did theater in Chicago, correct?
Correct.
What what inspired that decision to move from Chicago theater to New York City? Those opportunities.
No one's ever asked me that before. Shout out to Chicago. Shout out to Congo Square. Shout out to ETA Creative Arts. Shout out to Pegasus Players. Um, yeah, just so many theaters in Chicago helped nurture me when I was younger and just trying to get my footing in this game. Um, the decision came. I was in Chicago maybe about 3.5, 4 years at this point, and it was just time. I wanted the ultimate challenge of being in the biggest market in the country. Or one of I know LA is out there, but to me on the East Coast, the goal was always to come to New York. I am from North
Mm.
Carolina, on sort of on the East Coast in Durham, Bull City. Got to put that out there. You know what I mean? But growing up in Durham, I would interact with New Yorkers a lot because if you know a little bit of American history, you know that during the Great Migration, a lot of black folk migrated to New York City and other parts of New York.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I would meet a lot of children my age that would come from New York City and spend summers in my neighborhood, in Hardy Street apartments. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that was like my first exposure to like the whole New York attitude and everything. So there was always this mystique about New York City, New York City. So when I was able to, I made that leap, and I have not looked back.
Yeah. Yeah, my family as well, from South Carolina, Charleston, South
Okay.
Carolina. They
Okay.
migrated during the Great Migration to New York. And then my great grandparents met, and the rest is history by history.
Yeah, that's
So
dope.
yeah, similar story. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So then your first feature film comes along. That's The Tested.
Yeah,
What was that experience like? This being your first
that was
feature
like my
film
first
role?
ever like
Yeah.
film in New York City, and it's crazy how that happened. So I happened to be in the city at this point, maybe. I was. It was a short while. I was here probably about 6, 7 months,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna tell y'all the story. I went to a place called Atlas Connection just to try to find representation to do anything I could do. I paid their fee, and I did a manager showcase for a few managers. One took me on that I'm no longer with,
Hmm.
but somehow or another, a casting director came across my headshot at Atlas Connection and called me, asked me to come in. Eve Pataglia, shout out to her. And it was one scene of Rudy in the tested. I remember my first day on set. I was hella nervous. Um, I hit the set, and my first scene, well, my only scene really is with Tobias Trevelyan. Now
Okay.
he was so in character, you know what I mean. I thought they actually kind of took somebody off the block for real.
Right.
um, yeah, and he brought his A game, and I did my best to compliment him, and that was a good day.
Yeah.
I felt accomplished. That was my first ever anything in a feature film, and it was led by Arjun Ellis. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
And after that, you're like, okay, I can do this, right?
I mean, it was a step in the right direction. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You play such a variety of roles, and then when you transition from your stage acting, to film, and then the different roles that you even play in film. I'm thinking about what is the one that I just saw, from Satisfaction, and then you go to the East. What is it?
Oh, East River Story. Oh,
East River Story. I mean, so many different characters. How do you prepare for each character that you have, each role that you have?
well, I mean, I try to connect to it as much as possible. Yeah, use what we call in acting in the theater, the given circumstances. So just use those to your advantage, and then just put yourself in a character. Like always, like be yourself, but you are the character. You use the given circumstances of the character, and you just tell your truth and interpret it through the words written. You know what I mean, as best as possible. You know what I mean. Sometimes you're gonna make the right choice. Sometimes it might be the wrong choice, but as long as you stay committed, you know what I mean. It's gonna work itself out after all.
Do you have a specific ritual that you personally do that maybe everyone doesn't know about to prepare yourself to transition into character?
Um, I don't really know.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I just try to connect to the character.
Hmm.
And if I've ever like been in that sort of situation that the character has been in, or the scenario of like of what's generally going on, then I would try to like hearken my memory to those moments,
Yeah.
put myself mentally there. But I don't know. I guess I try to use the same techniques that I've been trained. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything from Stanislavski, Uta Hagen, and others.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just try to use those techniques. But yeah, I just try to be as authentic as possible, and hopefully people like it.
We mentioned the East River Story. You actually won an award for that, right? Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah, I did, and thank you for that. Yes,
Absolutely.
that was Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival
Yeah.
here in New Jersey, and I was surprised, but the director Bruce Gorman was like, "You're gonna win. I have a feeling you're gonna win. You're gonna win." Because I almost didn't show up to the ceremony. I believe I was under the weather,
Mhm.
and I texted Bruce, and I was like, "I don't think I'm coming because I'm under the weather." And he was like, "No, you have to come because you're gonna win tonight." So I drugged myself there, and lo and behold, they called my name, and I was shocked.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
I want to
shocked.
show a short clip of the trailer for that. And I couldn't find this project. I really wanted to watch it because just from the clip, it was amazing. And it talks
I,
about mental health.
I
Yeah.
have an announcement about that after the clip.
Okay. Awesome. Let's check it out. This is East River Story. Let me make sure I play the right clip. Check it out.
No, don't look away. I was just about to ask, anyone sitting over here with you?
That's okay. I got reservations anyway. Desmond is here, everybody. Desmond.
I got someplace I gotta be tomorrow morning. Took some money that I shouldn't have. Truth is, I don't plan on turning myself in.
You can hide out here with me if you want.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. Did you move out here with any family?
My sister,
What's her name?
Catherine.
I mean, we ended up at the same place, you and me. We took different roads, sure. But we're here together now, kicking it on the East River.
You're gonna kill yourself in the morning when the sun comes up, aren't you?
That's my business.
What about your wife, your sons, your two boys?
You'd be better off without me. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know how you get through your day, frankly, or what your plan is.
My plans? Same as yours, Desmond. Dying. They wouldn't even know what my name was if they find me dead out here one of these nights.
That's not true. I would notice.
How would you tell them what my name was if you were already dead?
Wow, what a powerful piece. Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it addresses mental health. How important is it for you to be involved in these types of projects that address significant issues?
I mean, it's everything, right? This is part of why I do what I do. I want to affect a lot of positive change. Looking at that clip, that's so many memories just being on set. Like I was freezing, and it was a total overnight shoot.
Mm,
Shot everything in all my scenes in like one night, and it was like 30 degrees outside. It was freezing, and yeah, wow, well, thank you. I'm
yeah.
really grateful for for the opportunity to do that film in particular. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just full of gratitude right now.
The trailer is very powerful, and like I was searching the internet trying to figure out how we can watch it. Can you let us know how can we find that film so that we can watch it? I know it was airing at festivals before.
Yeah, well, it actually ran on Manhattan Neighborhood Network for 6 months in
Okay.
23.
Yeah.
We were honored by that. It will be screening on Saturday in Plainfield, New Jersey, at the Plainfield Public Library as part
Awesome.
of the Queen City Film Festival of New Jersey. Um, their film series, well, their film basically festival about mental health. It's called Screen Talk.
Hmm.
It can be found on Eventbrite. The links are on my page, and if you go to my Instagram, it's in my bio and link.
Okay.
So yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. So yeah, you can see it there. Um, and as you mentioned before, you can see Satisfaction on Tubi. You can see Payback on Prime. You can see Shadows on Prime. Uh, yeah, yeah, and I appreciate the support. I really do.
Absolutely. Now, satisfaction. I know you were playing the character, brother, but
Yo, I mean, it was crazy. It kind of reminded me of a similar role. Well, it was no, that role was much worse.
oh no.
Similar to a role I did on a show called Red Rum. It was a
Okay.
reenactment on Discovery ID, and the
Yeah.
character I played there, he was a menace. Like, ooh.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
it's always fun to play characters that in real life you would never do. You know what I mean? So
Right. Right.
it's always fun to explore.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, now that I'm a little bit, through this journey a bit, you know what I mean? I aim to try to do some different kinds of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the words can't explain with Jermaine Smith. Shout out to him. Things that mean something. You know what I mean? And really good movie. You know what I mean?
Right, right. I like that project as well. I shared it with the real life group and I also shared it with my children. I wanted them to kind of check it out to see what their perspective was because most of them are adult children now. So I just was curious about their reaction, but I didn't get any response, but I did share it. Yeah. Check that out on YouTube, you guys, when you get a chance. It's called Words Can't Explain. It's a 4-part series, and it's very interesting. Some great topics to discuss amongst your family members. So, yeah, it was a good project. Good project.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mick, yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say Mick Fabulous had a question for you. I was gonna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of hard because I can't really hear you. I don't know if it's your volume, but I couldn't really hear, so I'm trying to hear you. But I guess I could just go off
Mhm.
the cup. So out of everything that you're doing, and you basing your stories, is it on personal things, things that you have contacted with people, that because those issues hit home?
Mhm.
So I'm just wondering how you know, get that, and then how you can, because those are some serious There's some serious issues that we do need to face, and that's good that they're coming out. But I was just wondering, how do you can go? How do you get to that path to bring that to fruition?
That is a great question. Again, I just try to use my life experience, as much as
Mm-hmm.
possible to tap into the character and use the world of the film or the show or the play, right? I mean, that's pretty much all we can do is just relate to it. You know what I mean? Some of these shoes I've been in before, so that's how I'm able sometimes to encapsulate myself in a character. You know, yeah, yeah. So yeah, again, I've been doing this for quite a minute now, and
Mm-hmm.
there are ways that I can reach my goal with each character that I'm blessed with and trusted with to carry out. But yeah, yeah, you just try to do the work, but use your life experience, and that's what I try to do to tap in.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a
So,
dream? Oh, I'm sorry, Meg. I'm sorry. I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
so do you prefer write? Well, give me mm, because when you write,
Hmm.
you want to direct it because you want to get that full impact because you know the feeling of it. So when it comes to it, so you write, you and direct
No,
and
no.
He's an actor.
I,
So
but you he doesn't write. I can't hear.
Oh,
I
I'm sorry.
couldn't hear.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
But I'm saying, so with your vision, you have your vision that of what you're seeing, right? I mean, everything that you're saying, that it comes through with your productions and your films. Those are your visions.
Mhm.
So
okay.
His
So
characters. Yeah.
okay.
I'm
So
sorry.
okay.
This
So in terms of I don't know if you can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I'm pulling my ear close to you so I can hear. I don't know
Nick,
if it's my
I'm gonna try to fix your audio. Give me just a second, okay? Let me try to fix your audio because I think that's what's going on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can clear it for her. She did say she couldn't hear. Okay, how was that? Can you say something for her to see if maybe
Yeah. Can you hear me?
is that a little better? Oh,
I, I'm
sorry.
gonna make it do. I'm
I'm
gonna make it. I
check
think maybe I should just be quiet and just listen.
check the volume on your device. Do that first. Let me
But
know like right now.
I'm hearing everything else clear. So I don't
Oh,
know.
okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I tried to clear. You know how you tap the TV?
Yeah.
Try to fix it.
Well, I mean, I hear you loud and clear. I
Oh,
can hear him, but it's just like it's like he's so far away, and I have to keep going all the way up. I can't really hear.
okay.
So
Got you.
it's not you per
Yeah.
se. But come on with your interview.
Okay. All right. Well, you had mentioned something about your characters, and I
Yeah.
wanted to know, it made me think, was there a dream character that you would like to play? Is there someone that you
Mm.
always wanted to play, and that opportunity just hasn't come your way yet?
Um. Yeah. When I was younger, it used to be Jack Johnson. Maybe that could still happen.
Yeah.
Um.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it used to be Jack Johnson when I was a
Okay.
little younger. But
The boxer, correct?
yeah, the boxer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heavyweight boxer, heavyweight champion. Yeah. Yeah, when I was younger, but now, I haven't really thought about that in a while. I have to get back to you, but
Okay.
that would be kind of fun to start thinking about again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really thought about that. I mean,
Mhm.
I would just be really blessed to have just the right opportunity come. You know what I mean? Just the right opportunity that fits like a glove, and and everybody's winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Gotcha.
Yeah, I have to get back to you because I haven't thought about that in a long time. But it used to be Jack Johnson. I
All
know
right.
that.
It's time to start dreaming again. It is. It's time. It's time. There's so many young people that are, watching you and aspiring to follow in your footsteps. But I'm sure the game has changed since you've joined it. What
Yeah.
would be your advice to people who are just now breaking into the acting industry, um,
Um,
as far as just preparing them to make a name for themselves? It is. It's time.
preparing them. Yeah. Don't take no for an answer.
Mm.
Don't take no
Mhm.
for an answer.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Don't take no for an answer.
For these young people, do you think it's challenging or easier with the availability of social media now? And
Good question.
no.
To get exposure, definitely easier. But you still have to put the work in. You still have to study your craft. You still have to take it seriously and not take it for a game. Because there are people out here literally, um, really making long strides and sacrifices to do this.
Yeah.
And it's to be taken seriously. You know, um, I can just remember just making grave mistakes and mishaps that I had to learn hard lessons from. And overcome them.
Mhm.
Um, you just gotta keep plugging. Don't say die. Keep going. Keep rising. Keep
Yeah.
pushing. Um, because there is a time where it's gonna feel like you're alone, and no one's gonna understand you. No
Yeah.
one's gonna understand your plight, and then frankly, no one's gonna care.
Mm.
And so that's one thing I had to learn and realize
Yeah.
that again, no one ultimately at the end of the day is gonna take care of you better. You're gonna take care of you. So
Mhm.
keep your mind right, keep your body right.
Mm.
Um, try to stay around good people if you can. Um,
Yeah. Mm. Mm.
I mean, this thing is real for me. You know what I mean? I have sacrificed so much.
Yep.
I drove hundreds of miles from North Carolina to Chicago. You know what I mean, to do that, and then to make the transition to New York, knowing
Mhm.
nobody. You know what I mean, and having to thug it out.
Yeah.
Really having to use like real survival instincts.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, I didn't come from a background that was big on like financial literacy, or what I mean, having um, a large extended family that I can lean on and depend on. You know what I mean? It was gritty, it was grimy, and I'm blessed to still be here and still be doing this and still have
Yeah.
projects being released. You know what I mean? And still being able to wake up and breathe every day. Still being able to walk upright. Again, I told you earlier, I did a
Yeah.
project recently, almost broke my leg, broke my
Mm.
ribs.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
Yeah.
again, you have to really love this because it ain't about the money.
Right.
It can't be about the money. It cannot be.
Yeah.
I mean, because sometimes the money is really great, and sometimes, especially early in my career, where you're performing for literally like just a few dollars. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You have to really love this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
And then some days you have to be your biggest cheerleader. I think a lot of us creatives, I'm an artist, a visual artist as well. And just in talking to other creatives, we all go through, very similar things, just making our way because we think differently than the so-called normal people, right?
right.
So sometimes you have to be your biggest cheerleaders. A lot of times your support system, they feel like they're doing you a favor by trying to keep you grounded and saying, oh, do that on the side, do the real job, and do your little creative thing on the side. So you have to be really strong in what you're doing, and like you said, believe in what you're doing and knowing that that's your passion and that's your plan A, instead of just a side thing that you do.
Right.
But there's a lot of days where you have to encourage yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
especially just with the strike that we all just went through. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And fortunately, I was able to work during the strike. I actually shot a weekend at the Agamemnons during the strike.
Mm,
Just a 2 day shoot for me, but I was like just happy to be on set
right.
while my SAG after brothers and sisters were out there on the picket line trying to fight for our rights. But whew, yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah. Shout out to all the warriors that on the picket line.
Yes.
SAG after, again,
Yeah.
you really gotta love this because you can love the game as Coach Prime just said. The game don't gotta love you.
Mm,
That's what I'm just now coming to grips with.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It all makes sense now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let the people know two things. One, how can they stay connected with you? How can they follow you? And then also what you're working on.
Okay. Well, the best way to stay abreast of what I'm doing is on TikTok. I'm posting on there more. There's
Okay.
just Tomike OG, all lowercase, and then Instagram. Instagram, official Tomike OG, all lowercase.
OG?
OG.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on the screen. Let me know if I got it right.
Official Tomike.
That you?
Um, put official in front of that. And
Oh, official. Oh, got you. Okay. I usually have this done ahead of time. All right, let's try it again. You got you?
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Make sure you follow him. Make
Yeah.
sure. Because great things are coming down the pike for you. I
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got Weekend at the Agamemnons, starring Austin Pendleton.
Mhm.
That's coming at a film festival near you, coming soon. We got East River Story that'll be screening on Saturday
Yeah.
at the Plainfield Public Library.
Awesome.
What
Are
else?
there any plans for that one to go public, like to be maybe on the internet or on one of these platforms?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we shall see. I don't know what the producer
Sure.
Foreman has
Yeah.
in store. I
Yeah.
haven't talked to him about that, but yeah, we'll get it out there.
Just slip me the file. I really want to see this. I promise I would not air it. Just
Well,
inbox
you know
me.
what? There'll be some other things happening with that particular film, and we can talk about that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
A little bit later, but yeah, absolutely. What else we got? You already mentioned Satisfaction on Tubi. Yeah. Satisfaction.
That was.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give it away, but folks, just look it up on Tubi and see for yourself, and then we'll come back and discuss.
Oh my God. No.
It was something. It was something. It was something. It was a lot going on. That's the best way to describe it.
Mm.
It was a lot going on.
Donna Chartreuse and Elliot Lee Coward, man, my bros, man. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, if you want to find out about any other projects, anything else that's coming,
Yeah.
just simply follow me on my social media, and I'm always letting people know what I'm up to.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Again, I'm humbled.
Absolutely.
Yeah, fun.
And you got to come back.
Oh, I will.
You got to come back.
I'll be right back.
We got some love before you go. Candace says hello from Chicago.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, Windy City. Let's go. North Side, Rogers Park. Let's go.
And then also Sister Miranda McCrae said North Carolina checking in.
Let's go. NC, let's go.
All right. Thank you guys for visiting us in the comments section and hanging in with us during the show. I hope you all enjoyed it. Well, thank you. We definitely enjoyed you. And we're going to stay connected with you and watch all the new projects that you have coming out. All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right. Tomike Ogugua. Thank you. Wow. What an awesome brother. Great energy too. I really like his energy. Can you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I can hear everything you were saying. And then I was trying to get on my phone because the words would come up on my phone, but I would have been able to read what he was saying.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I couldn't hear anything that he was saying. And that's why I kept going all the way up.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was so muffled.
Right.
And then I'm asking questions from what I'm thinking I'm hearing. And that's not what I'm hearing.
Right.
And so for all the listeners, please forgive me. It wasn't a that was a discredit on my behalf.
Right.
But I don't know what happened with, I couldn't hear anything that he was saying. And then I didn't want with my face all up in there. So it'd be, what the hell is he doing? Right. But I'm trying to hear, and I'm trying to do like this to you. I couldn't hear, but not to his discredit. I appreciate him so much for coming out and to doing this for us. But I don't know what was with the volume. So you could hear him loud?
I could hear him normal. Yeah, I could on my end. Yeah.
You couldn't hear it all. And I'm wondering, well, I'm assuming if different ones were chiming in that they could hear him good, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, do us a favor. Drop in the comment section. Let us know if you could hear our guest well.
If you could hear him fluidly and because normally with the guests that come on, you can hear them like we're talking right now. I could not hear him.
Okay.
And that's why I'm doing like this. So I was like, dang, I got my phone and I could see what he was saying at the end because it was giving me the words across the screen. If it would have did that, see, she said they heard it. So I don't know thank you, Miranda.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad the audience was able to hear.
I am too. I'm glad that you all were able to hear. And please don't take it slight that I'm, a little cuckoo, but I apologize.
No, it was definitely.
I couldn't hear. It was like a whisper. And then I'm doing like this, but if I would have had the words, I would have been connected where I could keep going. So my discredit, that's me. So you all forgive me.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back with some social media news, if that's okay with everybody. We'll be right back. Thank you for locking in with Real Life. All right, family. Here's some social media news that's been going on this week. Here in Atlanta has been tore up over Miss Anita Baker, and I don't mean in a good way. They're really upset, so upset they probably wanted to be caught up in a rapture in a surprising and disappointing turn of events.
Oh, wow.
Legendary R&B singer Anita Baker had abruptly canceled her concert in Atlanta. This was a couple nights ago. I think it was Monday night. It was for Mother's Day. But it was just minutes before she was set to take the stage. So fans who had gathered at the State Farm Arena, they were left in shock and frustration because they're ready for a concert. And then all of a sudden over the loudspeakers, oh, I'm sorry, Anita Baker will not be here. So she was scheduled to perform as part of her farewell tour. And that's why people were so excited to see her, because this may have been the last opportunity to see Anita Baker perform live. So it was highly anticipated. The tickets sold out within hours of them being released. And attendees reported that the atmosphere inside was just buzzing with excitement. People could not wait all the way up into that announcement. So we still don't have an official reason for the cancellation, still unclear. So all we can do is speculate along with everyone else what may have gone wrong. I've heard some people say, well, maybe she had some health issues. Other people were saying, well, this is what she does. She's done it before. But a statement released by her management later that evening said it was unforeseen technical difficulties as the cause. and that could mean anything. But despite the explanation, the suddenness led to widespread disappointment. They talked about here in Atlanta how some people had traveled, for this was their Mother's Day gift. They paid for hotel and some other things, and the concert was supposed to be the highlight of their Mother's Day weekend, and they felt like they lost that money because the concert did not happen. So she vowed to make it up to her Atlanta audience, and we'll keep you updated. See if she's coming back, and if she comes back and she sells those tickets again. Well, they shouldn't have to buy the tickets again anyway, right?
No, because if she's going to do a recap, those tickets still should be good.
Yeah.
But what about the ones that have traveled? I know everyone goes through things. We all go through things, and we all have those times. But sometimes she does things, just like here in Detroit, when she did her concert. She did one of the concerts, and I don't know. I hate to seem like I'm gossiping or something, but she waited. She came on extremely late, people waiting, and the first thing she said was, "Were y'all strolling in late? So I could feel like I'd be late." I wasn't going to start singing until the whole arena was full.
Really?
But it's that attitude that comes with that, But
yeah.
I love her music, But like I always say, it doesn't. Your gift doesn't make you. It only reveals who you really are. Just because she has that gift, that has nothing to do with her as
a person,
a good person,
Yeah.
And we all go through our things, but that's a gift that she has. But you're going to keep treating people or your audience that loves you, and they're showing you the love, and they're paying that money for those tickets, and even when it wasn't and it could have been something at this time, it may not have been her being I would say arrogant. It may have really been something, but when you've done so many things in the past, people look at that, and you don't want it. You don't want that to go away, because hey, people can shun you, and you think you're going to have a sold out show, and you be sitting there in that dressing room by yourself with some empty seats.
Hey, you better ask Brian McKnight about that. He can tell you. You can tell. Rashad, thanks for tapping in, brother. Good to see you. Rashad,
hey, Rashad.
This is her 5th time being late or not showing up to a Mother's Day concert. So there's a history there.
Well, and then we don't know what she's dealing with mentally. Like I said, with her boys, like I say, you can perform, you can have a gift, but you never know what someone is going through personally.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So all I can say, just, all those, just say a prayer for her, because no one never knows what someone really is going through.
Yeah.
Because they have that gift doesn't mean that they don't have mental issues, that they don't have depression, that they don't have setbacks, that things don't attack them, and hurt people.
Yeah. Well, it's easy to speculate. It could be anything, but I guess we'll just hold off until we get an official, answer.
I just pray for, that's as much as I can do, because talking, it doesn't change anything. But prayer can.
Yeah.
And that's been a long time. It's been a long time, because it's like it's not getting better, it's getting worse.
I was able to see Anita Baker perform in 2019 in Boston, and on time. The arena was packed, auditorium was packed. Everyone was up on their feet the entire time, singing and dancing. It was fantastic. Now, I don't know if this is related to a physical issue, because she wasn't able to go straight through that concert without sitting down. And she also made some comments about like, "Woo, child, I'm tired. I got to sit down," So maybe this is part of the issues of some of the cancellations. We don't know. So,
well, I think too, in 2019, that's when she started back, just getting back in the circuit.
Yes.
I don't think she had been. And if you haven't done that, and you think you could just come and just and rip and then go, you're older. and she's dealing with things. I don't know if it's her hip, but she has issues because she walks. So I don't know her hip or her whole leg, on that side. But whatever it is, she's much older.
Yeah.
So, and she can do things like she did when she was younger,
No,
but it's
you.
still it's still your deliverance and the way that you talk to people and treat people that are paying
Yes.
to see a service.
Yes.
And even the ones that paid to get there. And I remember she only came on and thought she was going to sing 3 songs and leave.
Mhm.
These people didn't pay that money just to sit there and hear you do 1 and a bit of 2. And oh, okay, good night. Where you going?
Right. You better give us
No,
the best that you got.
you better get a stool or something and you going to sit down and you going to give me the best that you got. you know? So I
Yeah.
mean, the things happen, but it's just not that. And then remember when she was on tour with Babyface and how
Yes. Yeah.
how respectful he was with her, but that's why I say you're dealing with more than just
Yeah.
what we hear come out the vocal cords.
Hmm.
It's something here,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
And for her being in Detroit, and I'm not going to say anything other, because like I said, I don't want to
Sure.
discredit anybody because we all go through stuff,
Yeah.
But
Absolutely. Yeah.
it, it's I think it tells later down the line. You can suppress so much, so much, so much, and
Mm-hmm.
then it just bursts out, and innocent people, can be attacked or not attacked, but
Yeah.
you release all of that off on other people. So that's why I say just pray for her.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, there's another feud that's been heating up on social media, and this is one that we never saw coming. This I'm talking about Shaq versus Sharp. The War of the Words this week between NBA legends Shaquille O'Neal and Shannon Sharpe shows no sign of cooling down yet. It all started with a disagreement over the 2024 NBA MVP award. And Sharpe, who is a commentator, or was a commentator for Undisputed, he has his own platform now. But along with Stephen A. Smith, they were talking about the Denver Nuggets player, Nikola, is it Jokic?
Girl, don't have me messing up his name.
And I love the Nuggets, though. I'm team
I,
Nuggets.
I, I,
But
all I
he
can say is
suggested,
this is something Shaq loves. So
oh, he's an MVP this year. Again, I think he was the MVP last year as well. I love the
hmm
Nuggets. Side note.
hmm
But he suggested O'Neal, known for his dominant inside game, might be jealous of Jokic's more finesse-based style. Like, oh, he's jealous of him. So things escalated on social media, and Shaq fired back, called Sharp out. It was some words. It was a diss track. Girl, it was another diss track that he put out as well. And it mocked Sharp's career, and it took aim at his work ethic. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But Sharp surprisingly chose not to retaliate. He took the high road, and he told People Magazine he has no problems with Shaquille O'Neal, and he just wants to move on. Because really, I think that Shannon Sharp's work ethic speaks for itself. I wouldn't respond to either. Look at the wonderful things he's been able to do on the platforms with Undisputed and now on his own platform, Club Shay Shay. So I don't think I would, respond to
But
that.
don't you think because of this era that we live in, social media and people can always deplete and pick out and jab and they can keep ruckus going. Shaq's been doing this. He don't care. You can say whatever you want to. He'll chime in and get with it and laugh with you but because social media has so much input, they can say one thing, change 2 slices of a sentence and make it seem so much more than what it really is. And they could have been going back and forth, laughing, whatever, or they gonna say what they say. That's how they do. How they say they shoot shit on the court all the time, But then it's just social media.
Yeah.
Social media, I think, because of all they have so much leverage to change and to create so much drama, content, everything. You know what I mean? And I they're both great in their own rights, you
They
know.
are. They
And I
are.
think at the end of the day, where Shannon was like, no, because the more you keep, the more they're going to add to it. They're going to take something you said and they're going to put their delivery and their stamp on it to make it seem this way or that way. So I'm just glad it's done. They're good. I love both of them. So hey,
Unless
keep
Shay
doing
Shay
what
drops
you
a diss
do.
track, then it's gonna start all over again. So we'll see.
But that social media just taking that, and heaven forbid, because of AI, they can do voice recognition and have you saying all kind of stuff that you ain't even say. So
That is true.
just
Speaking of
hate
social media, also in the news, Busta
Mhm.
Rhymes has been talked about on social media this week. I'm talking about his transformation, his physical transformation. People want
Right.
to know, is it dedication or is it doctored? What do you think? Well, first
What
let
I
me
think
know what the story is, what's going on, because some people may not have heard.
during, I think 2014, when he lost his dad and dealing with a lot of things emotionally, you know, instead of dealing with them openly, and he had stated that he was going through a lot. You know, people can go through depression, some can overeat, some don't eat. And he had gotten so suppressing all of his feelings, and that's what it led to, eating. And he said, in the process of him getting busy one night, he thought he was having an asthma attack.
Yeah.
And, you know, but in the process of doing all of that, he started to recognize, you know, internally. And so things started to come out. You know, he didn't have I'm not, because he was so heavy. So he's lost over 100 pounds. And I think it's because too, he's dealing with things that he had to deal with mentally, where he has suppressed for so long. And just doing that, he was over 300 and some odd pounds.
340 pounds. Yes.
Hmm.
40 pounds.
So, you know, when you deal with certain things, everybody deals with things differently, but he had a lot of loss, and those were things that were hurting him. And you just do to numb the pain. And that's what he was doing, and he wasn't paying attention. But I say the Lord let that happen, because if he couldn't breathe, you know, and he was like, hey, what's going on with me? And then that's when, now you see, that's where the change is. And not only is he doing that physically, but he dealt with his stuff mentally. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
great job. I mean, you know, I commend it, because not only did he lose the weight, but he got all that dead weight off of him mentally.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I say great,
Yeah.
great for him. There's
Right.
nothing wrong. You know, everybody, and there we go again with social media. And we on social media too, but ugh, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's so bad. But yeah.
So, because of photos that he released that showed that he was noticeably slimmer, again, he went from 340 to 254, and
Mhm.
people were praising him, but also people had some speculation, as social media likes to do. The speculation began with rumors suggesting that this might be Ozempic. You know, they
Yeah.
put everything on Ozempic now. So for those that are not familiar, Ozempic is a prescription medication for type 2 diabetes that also has
Mhm.
weight loss side effects. You do need a doctor's prescription for it. You can't just go buy it and get on it. But it's super popular amongst the entertainment industry right now. And I'm not so sure all these folks in the entertainment industry, side note, have type 2 diabetes, but somehow they're getting those prescriptions. So this was the speculation.
Click it.
However, Busta Rhymes is saying, you know, he had a rigorous workout routine and
Mhm.
shifted to a protein-rich diet. And
Yeah.
this is the dedication that resulted in his over 100-pound weight loss.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
you know, that's the speculation, and that's what Busta Rhymes is saying. But, you know, it's interesting, and my take on it is people never see the journey towards success. They just look at you and see the end result, and they see the success. But I think while you're doing that journey, his journey could have been over 2-3 years. We don't know, but nobody pays attention to it. You
Right.
know, their attention
What?
clicks in when they see the end result and they think it magically
Right.
happens. That's why people think, oh, this person is lucky, that person is lucky, because success just hit them. No, some people been working toward a goal for 10, 20 years, but we never see the journey. We always see the end result.
They're only saying that because now they're seeing that. If you've never been around him and you don't know his journey, it's taking him over a year or more to do this.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And then you see the photos. We don't have that particular one, but yeah, there he is in the gym. Come on. He's in the gym as we speak.
But they don't care about that. They just I'm telling you, it's just like but I'm proud of him. And then for him to realize, not only mentally, but physically what was holding him because of depression. And you can be depressed and you can smile all day, but when you come home and you deal with certain things, it's so easy to smile. But that pain or all those thoughts and things that go through you, and he just consumed with comfort, with eating. That was his comfort. Yeah. And he, and a lot of times you can blow up so fast and you don't even realize, be like, oh my God.
I did it. Yeah. Yeah, I did it.
I'm very proud of him, and not only just to lose that, but to be able to cipher and digest and grow from all of the hurt that he's dealing with. And then, most times people feel you a man. Men you supposed to be strong. You ain't supposed to be like no wimp and you whining. But loss takes people in different realms, So yeah, I'm proud of him.
All right. Well, we love the healthier and happier Busta Rhymes. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back because we got some boots to talk about. We'll be right back. Keep it locked right here on Real Live. All right, family, we do have some boots to talk about, but before we get to that, we got to talk a little bit about this lady here, Mrs. Shaunie Henderson, formerly Shaunie O'Neal. She just released this book that you see on the screen, Undefeated, Changing the Rules. This book offers a deep dive into her life, career, and her personal struggles. But it's the candid revelations about her high-profile marriage, of course, the NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal, that are sparking the most controversy. Now, they divorced in 2011, which was some time ago. But it's always been, their marriage has been a subject of public fascination for years, especially since she was on the reality show, The Basketball Wives, her show that she created. But in the book, she opens up about the emotional toll of her marriage, including the infidelity and the challenges of maintaining her own identity while being married to one of the most famous athletes in the world. So it sounds like it's going to be a really, really good read. In one passage, she writes, and this is what caused the conversation online, but she writes, being with Shaquille was like living in a constant whirlwind. The glamour and excitement couldn't mask the loneliness and betrayal I often felt. These candid reflections have ignited a flurry of reactions on social media and in the press. But also when she said, she mentioned something about Shaq and how she never felt loved. I believe that was the statement that caused a little buzz. So Shaquille seemingly, not outright, but seemingly addressed that on his social media page by saying, I understand. I wouldn't have been in love with me either. Wishing you all the best. Put a red heart emoji there. All love, Shaq. So in the caption, he added, trust me, I get it. So he kind of acknowledged her feelings there and said, I don't blame you. What you experienced, a lot of it was my fault and I take accountability for it. So I thought that was commendable on both sides. What do you think?
Well, he's talked about that in years past, and he was saying how he knew he wasn't a good husband, and for her to say, you can love the glitter and the glam of it, but to really, when you find true love and someone who really loves you and you fall in love with that person, then you realize and look back and be like, well, what I had over there wasn't love.
Yes.
If that was it, and this is what I have. So I
Yes.
look at it as growth, you know, and now that she's happy to be in love with the love that she loves. You know what I mean? So, and it didn't take anything away. She gives Shaq his respect and he hers, and
Right.
they have those beautiful children,
And
you
they
know.
both
But
well.
then now she realizes
Yes.
what I had, I was never in love. You could be in love with the glim, like I said, the glim, the glamour, all of the little trinkets that come along with it. But only until you know. If you don't know, it's always say only until you know better is when you do better. And then, so if you've never experienced it, and then she finally experiences it, then she looks back and be like, but damn,
Yeah.
this is what this is. And
Mhm.
you've never had it. So, and
Right.
she didn't discredit him. She's telling the truth.
Mhm.
And she's not the only one that be in relationships like that. You can marry, and just because you can marry someone, but you're just stuck there and you're not in love. And some don't even know what love really is. So
Yeah. Sometimes you're in love with the idea of love, not
yeah.
necessarily the person that you're
And
with.
not thinking, or not, if you've never had it, how would you know how it's supposed to be?
Sure.
Only until
Hmm.
you walk into that and you embrace it. Then
Yeah.
you be like, damn,
Yeah.
oh, I love this man. You know? So yeah.
What I love also is that she writes in this book, it sounds like the dedication, but it says this book is for every woman who has felt underestimated,
Mm,
undervalued, or unseen. Our strength
mhm,
is in our stories. And I think
mhm.
that's why this book is
Yeah.
climbing the bestseller list, because most of
Right.
us women can really identify with
Yeah.
her message. So
Yeah.
I wish her
Yeah.
well. I'm going to try to get the book and read it. And I think it's going to be a fantastic book. I already know.
I believe so. And but that's how we grow. You know, a lot of times no one wants to say what really happens or how we go through things. And that's men and women sometimes. But when you can be truthful, no one, it's not another woman that hasn't felt just like that.
That's it.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And so when she can come out and tell that, you know, that's why I always say we're helpers one ye to another, because when you can do that, but a lot won't do it because of pride and what somebody is going to think or say about us.
Mm,
But
mm,
we've all been through the same thing or going through the same thing. But if we can't talk about it, because I guarantee you, many of us will read that and be like, damn, that's me right there.
yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just feel we, as our culture, as women, if we can open up more and be truthful and not put on a facade, we are some of the strongest creatures on this planet. And if we would ever come together as a whole, you know how powerful we can be?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
But we can't. We fight each other. You know, we belittle each other. We go against each other, you know, but yeah, that's a good read.
And
And for her to come through that, to give us that pathway and open up, believe me, it's going to be a many that's going to read that, that's going to be like, damn, there I go. Yeah.
all right. All right,
I'm
family.
gonna get
Go
it.
get that book. It's on Amazon. Shaunie
Yeah.
Henderson. Get that book. All right. Another hot release that has been tearing up my social media scroll down is these boots, child. I'm talking about Mary J. Blige's highly anticipated boot collaboration with luxury
Mm.
footwear brand Giuseppe Zanotti. This is actually called the Mary Boot, and it unveiled last week. It sent shockwaves through social media because none of us knew this was coming. They just hit us with it, right? And even some people, when they saw this, you know, their caption said, "Oh, Mary bought these boots," and that's what the conversation was about. No, child, this is the Mary boot. It's deeper than that. This is a collabo. So this is a limited edition design, and I'm thinking it's just the first in a line of boots. But it's a thigh-high slouchy boot. Let me put it back on the screen. Striking rose gold finish. It embodies her signature bold style, right? But the buzz wasn't just about the design. It's long, Blige has long been a fashion icon known for her love of statement boots. If you ever seen her perform, she always has a bad boot on stage, right? So it's like a perfect fit for her to come out with a piece that's, iconically Mary and also has her signature on it. But this is when the excitement started to die down, child. We all rushed to myself included, rushed to the website to see how we can get a Mary boot. How can we get in a Mary boot, right? And be like Mary. And then we saw that price tag over to the right, child. And that thing said $12.95, almost $1,300 for the Mary boots, right?
Well, I mean, they're gold. That's her brand.
They ain't real gold.
Hey, but you'll pay. I'm not gonna. Well,
they're not even gold
they
plated.
Gucci boots and they low cut. You paying 12 and 13 for them. So,
child. Well, some fans eagerly snatched them up now. So everybody's pockets are not like my pockets. Some pockets are deeper, because that thing, by the time I got there and got over the sticker shock, I looked over and it said sold out. So somebody had that $12.95 to drop on those boots. So
I'm telling you, yeah, we're gonna have them.
Yeah, but those boots were actually snatched up in one day. So the day that it launched, those boots were
gone. That's just like what she do with the earrings with her and Elle's wife. So purple. They do those earrings, the big signature hoops.
Yeah. So another debate that it sparked is accessibility to the average person. People want to support their favorite artists, but they feel like a lot of the time it's at a price point where they can't really support or can't take part of. It's more like a classist type thing, like a gatekeeping almost thing. When artists like this come out with things and, the majority of their fan base can't really access these products because it's really out of the average, so-called average person's income. So that debate is online as well. And it's a fair debate. It's something to really, really discuss. When these artists do these collaborations, I would say it'd be nice to have different price points, have that price point boot, but also have something that the majority of your fan base can take part of as well. So,
well, I think if more of the fans say that, I think that they would, because I don't see Mary being so money hungry, but I know what it took probably to make that boot. But they can also, and believe me, you don't think somebody already looking at it to see how they can make that knockoff?
Oh, it's already on Temu and Fashion Nova.
That's what I'm saying. So, hey, that's what I said. Social media, they don't have to worry. They just don't have that. Go to one of her concerts and have them sign it. You got a signature on it. That's all I can say. But yeah, I mean, you can't make something for less than nothing. So what all she put into it, and I'm sure she wanted good materials, what it took to make her boot. So you can't spend X amount of dollars making something and then you want to sell it for $59.99.
It depends on what the goal is. Look at Nipsey Hussle when he sold 100 of his project. Yeah. What was it, 1,000 or 10,000, something like that? And he only made a limited amount. So it really depends on what the goal is of the art. You can't judge. Yeah, but I'm just saying, there's a lot of disappointment out there that more of us could not partake in the Mary boot. But it's new, this is the first.
She might have wanted to just see how this would take off to see if she can start her whole line. So when she see that they were interested in it, maybe that was just to do that, just to see who would be interested. So you have to start off, she didn't need a whole chain of stores right at the beginning, but she wanted to see who all would buy it. Now that they didn't it, so now she might do something and it could be within the range. And you never know, by her doing that, other companies will pick up. they might be in Macy's, you know,
Nordstrom.
Nordstrom, you know. So it's just to see how the people came, you know,
Feel-
okay, they bit that line. All right, so we can do this. So
Yeah.
it's always the start. It's not saying that that
Mhm.
was the start and it's the finish.
Sure.
So you see how they, you know, they gravitated towards it. So I believe she's going to do more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Mary, because I know
Yeah.
that selling out in one day for a $12.95 boot has opened a lot more doors for her. So I'm
Yeah.
very happy, very excited
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah. And whatever avenue she's taking, you know, and like I said, you know, she's producing those young men, and that's good. So she's taking a whole nother, you know,
Exactly.
another path. And I commend her. Congratulations on what she's doing. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, shout out to you all for logging in with us tonight and hanging with us. Thank you for all the comments and all the love. I see you guys out there. We really appreciate you. Shout out to my niecey Pooh, Reese Allen, and of course our brother Rashad Ali, who always supports, as well as Miranda McCrae. And do you see any people on your page, Michelle, that you want to shout out tonight?
Nope, I didn't. I closed my phone, so I can't see anybody. But for everyone that's on here, I really appreciate you. And to Tomike, please forgive me. Charge it to my head, not my heart.
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties, but check out the playback. He was saying some really good stuff. Really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if it play. I'll probably watch it at work.
And
And
oh my
see.
goodness, such a wonderful spirit. You know how you can just feel the spirit of certain people? He has such a great vibe. I
Oh
really
wow.
speaking to him. Yeah.
We
Very
we have to
yeah.
have him back on so I can redeem myself.
Yes, we'll have him back on because he has some great stuff coming down the pipe. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
trying to get to your page so I could see if maybe I could shout some of your people out. Faye Rackley, thank you for tuning in tonight. Adrian Daniel.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you guys.
Zoe Tresvant. Thank you, Zoe. We appreciate you checking in.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, I appreciate everybody. Thank you.
also Kim Jackson Boyd. Thank you very much. We appreciate you guys tapping in.
And she's a coach. You get ready, sister. We're gonna have you on next.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, family. That is our show. We have some great stuff coming up next week. We have Ms. Rosie Chapman, who is a master storyteller. I can't wait to have her on. She's been really excellent in the art of storytelling for decades and decades, and she's going to come on to talk about her unique career, as well as Uncle P. If you're from Detroit and you're in the hip hop scene, you know who I'm talking about when I say Uncle P. He's going to be on Tuesday as well. And then on Thursday, we have Mark Kemp, who is a hypnotherapist, coming on. And I've been looking forward to that for a while. I can't wait to get Mark Kemp on. Great guy. He's going to talk about how he uses hypnotherapy to help people with pain management, trauma, and addictions as well. So it's going to be a great, great show. But you don't know about all that unless you're following our page. So make sure you are following our page, the Onyx Network on Facebook, as well as the Onyx Network on YouTube, you guys. So make sure you hit us with a subscribe on YouTube, as well as a follow on our Facebook page. There we are right there. All right. All right. Do you have a message?
Shout out to Miss Nancy. Shout out to Miss Nancy.
Yep. Shout out
all is well.
Yeah. All right, family. That's our show for tonight. Thank you for hanging with us as always, and have a fantastic night. We will see you.
Good night.
Good night.